Hello everyone and welcome back to Defender's Quest Valley of the Forgotten. And let's jump right back into it with this fight. What is this place? Another Quaid city? No, this is unlike any of our architecture. The language is completely foreign to me. I've never seen anything so ancient. Why hasn't anyone noticed this before? It's right out in the open. Many years ago I came here, and it was just desert. There wasn't even a trace of these ruins. They must have been buried deep in the sand. Look at these scratch marks. Do you think the Revenant could have dug all this up? Watch yourself. It sounds like this mausoleum is still inhabited after all. Okay, so we have a really short yellow line. These monstrosities spawn worms when they die, so like these guys make ghouls, these guys make worms. Just another fun enemy we get to deal with. They're actually not that bad though. Okay, definitely want... Yeah, I'll put you here. Put you here. I tend to put down the healers first, so I know where I can put the rest of my guys. Need more healers, so I noticed that as well. Why not? Rangers. I think there were some fairly good positions down here. Yeah, those are okay. Nothing super awesome, but can be useful. Don't really know where to put you. There's no healer there, so I'm going... I just strengthen the yellow line a little, and then I've got 2 dragons left who can devour my late game enemies, and I guess you can just go there. My next goal is definitely to make enough scrap to buy 2 more healers. What on earth is that thing? It looks like it's about to pop. Yeah, it's like that time I ate all that fermented mushroom goulash. Except these spew baby Revenant everywhere instead of... Okay, we get it. Yeah, basically kill it and it spawns more stuff. Nothing terribly complex about it. And really, if you've played a game like this before, just seeing these enemies basically told you that they were going to spawn more. They just look bloated and such. I find that funny whenever zombie games do it and they give you a huge bloated zombie. And it's just obvious something's going to come out of it, but they still somehow think that it's a really clever twist and surprising. Which it really just isn't. And that's one of the things that, I don't know, wow, it's actually one of the most annoying things I find in any fictional work, is when someone creates something that he thinks is a clever twist, but really isn't. And you can just tell how smug writers sometimes get about their super clever reveal at the end, and they reveal stuff that's been clear to anyone who's had half a brain cell all the time anyway. I noticed that particularly with stuff that's been written, like recent Doctor Who stuff, and I'm sad to say pretty much anything I've seen written by Stephen Moffat, or Moffat, something anyway. It just... He conveys that feeling of sort of... He really makes me feel like he believes his twists are incredibly smart. Like the good guy was the bad guy all along and stuff like that. And it's always so predictable, but yet the writing implies that it is such a big shock, which really it is not. And it's also something I notice when TV series have ongoing storylines, but either the screenwriter changed or they sort of changed where they wanted to go with it. Yes, I know I took some damage. I noticed that quite a bit in the Battlestar Galactica series, the modern-ish ones, where it starts off with being all sci-fi and kind of cool and enjoyable, and then towards the final season it just suddenly goes full-blown, yeah, this is fantasy now, and we have space magic and ghosts and, you know, all the stuff that we pretended was going to be just scientifically explainable and just real science fiction. All of this is fantasy now. And that just, I found that final season so terrible. It broke the entire thing when suddenly it was all magic. And it just reeked of a screenplay writer having written himself into a corner and knowing no way out other than just Deus Ex Machina, we have magic now. I may have ranted about that before, it just crossed my mind now. Can you read any of these wall inscriptions? Perhaps one can tell us where we are. The language is similar to some of the northern tongues, but far older. I can make out a few words. What does it say? Here lies the seat of power. Then there is a word I can't translate, and from the celestial, Etzli Tenoch. We are in his home. Let us tread carefully. There are still some who serve its old master. And another journal entry. Oh, I remember this level. This was kind of fun. We have armored I don't know, spawners? I don't know, spawner sounds like something that continuously spawned bloater. We have shell beasts. They are like the guys we met earlier, except they spawn armored units when they die, and they are armored themselves. What happened here? Looks like it used to be the throne room. Somebody trashed the crap out of this place. And then carved their name on the wall. Dibs on the throne. This is written in ancient ash. Here many lives, for the few. The demon was cast down, sealed by sacrifice. His city destroyed. Azra, we are being hunted. I can't say for certain a number, but it's a lot. A whole lot. Get ready, we will face them here. Can you not hear the call? After so many years of silence, he summons us to the great stone. You must free him. We will help you see your calling. I really think we need more healers. Oh, not really sure if this is interesting to anyone, but I have recently watched a YouTube series thing. Was it RWBY? Probably is supposed to pronounce it Ruby. I'm not sure. Which has also been quite enjoyable. I think they've produced 3 seasons so far. It's kind of an anime thing, and it's a bit childish at times, but also quite good fun, and it has cool fight scenes in it and some good music, so that's good. It just suffers from similar issues where it seems like towards the finale they've racked up the stakes so high. And like put so many really this thing is totally undefeatable enemies against the protagonists, that the whole resolution of that plot seemed incredibly, I don't know, incredibly improvised. I mean, I liked it, but I don't know, to me it always feels a bit cheap when the ending is yeah, the character actually had superpowers all along, just never used them before. I mean, I guess it might make some amount of sense, but that's what I was on about earlier with the Battlestar Galactica stuff. It's okay to have a twist like that, as long as it's kind of clear that that had been planned all along. So, if you're going for a fantasy story, that's fine. Fantasy stories are great, I like them. But I just prefer if you know in advance, basically, so you don't... I should really make all of these guys attack strongest first. So you don't need to suddenly decide towards the end, oh shit, the only way out of this is magic, let's give it magic. Crap. Oh, I'm taking damage now. And, you know, if whoever writes the screenplay is sure he wants to put in magic from the beginning, then, you know, you drop the hints. You kind of... You make sure that the audience is aware that there is a supernatural element to the story. And then it's fine. I mean, I like stuff like Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to think of a good proper fantasy series, not just a single story. I know there was a thing called Merlin, which was kind of watchable, but not terribly good. Anyway, I don't mind the fantasy, basically. But I don't like when it feels improvised, when it feels like, you know what, guys, we have no idea how to end this. Space magic! Because it's just boring. And I don't know, that's one of the things that annoys me about the Harry Potter books and movies to some extent, where because they were written over such a long period of time and I guess they underwent so many changes, or at least there were changes to how she wanted to end the story or go on with it, or I don't know. So if you read earlier books, for example, this is one of the major points that I find kind of annoying. Earlier books, you learn that, you know, you cannot do magic very well with the wand of someone else. And then later on she establishes that, well, you can if you beat them, but suddenly beating them doesn't have to really, like, just somehow beating them works. There's nothing very specific about, you know, you have to beat them in a duel, you have to be stronger than them. No, if you just manage to get a disarm spell off, that's fine. It's now your wand, somehow. And suddenly all the other wands in the world are also aware of the fact that you beat them. You beat that guy, so... There's that whole plot twist in the end where the Elder Wand was Harry's all along, because he beat Malfoy after he'd beaten Dumbledore, but I don't know, it feels very made-uppy. I think the point I'm trying to get across is that it sucks when settings, any fantasy setting at all, breaks its own rules. Because then you no longer know where you stand. Sort of a more specific version of action movies in particular do this, when they break the laws of reality too much. So, if there are certain established rules to the world, then you know that there are certain circumstances where a character's in trouble. And, basically, you know that in this world, I don't know, nobody can fly or whatever. So you know the guy's in trouble if he's hanging off a, I don't know, airship and about to fall off, because you know he can't fly, so you know falling would be fatal. But if you then turn around and suddenly actually this guy is special so he can fly, then you have to be very careful with that, because you know next time someone else is dangling from a ship, it takes tension out. And action movies do this all the time, where they put characters into scenarios that are clearly not survivable and have them survive. I noticed this particularly, not an action movie, but an action game in, I think Uncharted 3 is where I saw it. Where they're just trying to make it more and more exciting by having more and more exciting, you know, stuff collapsing and people jumping over the fallen bricks and, you know, jumping out of airplanes that are crashing and surviving and all that stuff. And at some point it just becomes ridiculous, because it's clearly, it's so far removed from reality that tension gets removed. Anymore? I think we're in the clear, for the moment. I'm going to go scout our surroundings to make sure. Bluggle, 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 estate agent. That voice. Bluggle, 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 dark side. The golden man. Bluggle, 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 minion. Been talking too much now. Bluggle, 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 bluggle. Cannot think of funny word to insert. Bluggle, 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 bluggle. No more funny words. Bluggle, bluggle, bluggle. Poop. Bluggle, bluggle, bluggle. Get away from me! Get out of my head. Are you alright, Ezra? I just saw him again. Etzli Tenor. He won't let us go without a fight. So let's bring him one. Okay, journal entry. And this is a town, I believe. Well, a cave, but works as a town. Mortal, there is something nearby. I can smell it. Revenant, prepare for a fight. No, something else. What? Treasure! Wow, look at this stuff. Caution, mortal. What? As the finder, all this rightfully belongs to me. But you don't even use weapons. We've already bonded. I call her the mighty Bone Crusher, Eviscerator Extraordinaire, Cleaver of enemy gizzards, Emasculator of all opposition. She who has tasted the blood of thousands. Or Evni for short. You wouldn't come between us, would you? It is true love. Well, for the right price, I could be persuaded to part with it. Okay, so I guess I can recruit more dragons here. Most importantly, I can buy more armor. I can buy a unique piece of heavy armor. As I said, right now all this does is provide a very good defense bonus. See, the next best is currently 38 and this gives 60, so that's pretty strong. Same with Evni. Very nice, very powerful sword. Obviously very expensive as well. But yeah, right now these have no special properties. They will get some though. Keep going. I can see the mountain pass from here. We are almost out. Azra, I am staying here. What? Victory is within reach. You should have no problem managing without me. I never intended to survive this journey. And this fallen city is as good as good a death place as any. You promised that you would lead me out of here. I'm not going to let you back out of it now. Azra, the blood of millions is on my hands. Zalomir has paid his price. Now I must pay mine. There is nothing more to say. Go. Elder. Renna, you wanted Zalomir's death. My hands are just as stained as his. I know. Then leave me to my death. You helped me when no one else would. Renna, I killed your people. Let me pay the price. No. No, your life is not yours to throw away. It belongs to me, forfeit for the lives of my people. You do not have the luxury of suicide. So be it. Take my life, it is only just. That is my choice, not yours. I will end it when and how I choose. Now get up and follow us. Okay, I need to oil my voice a little. And it's been an episode anyway. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you again soon. Bye bye.